You were mid-conversation. Things were going well, maybe even really well. And then nothing. No explanation, no warning, just silence. So you check your phone. You check it again. You already know nothing's there, but you check anyway. And the weird part, if they just told you they weren't interested, even rudely, it would hurt less than this. Your brain has a very specific reason for that. It always starts with confusion. Maybe their phone died. Maybe they're busy. You give it a day. Then the bargaining kicks in. You reread your last messages looking for whatever you said wrong. You draft a follow-up, delete it, draft another one. Then comes the checking. Their profile, their activity status, the timestamp on their last story. And here's the part that doesn't make sense. If someone looked you in the eye and said, "I'm not interested," it would sting, but you'd be okay. You'd move on. Silence somehow is worse than that. So why does no answer hurt more than a bad one? Neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger ran an experiment where people played a simple ball-tossing game inside an fMRI scanner. Midway through, the other players stopped throwing them the ball. The brain scans showed something the researchers didn't expect. The region that activated, the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, is the same region that processes the raw suffering of physical pain. Not a metaphor, not like pain, the same neural circuitry. Your brain processes being ignored the way it processes a burn, because evolutionarily, being cut off from your group was a death sentence. Being ghosted isn't just rude. To your nervous system, it's an injury. In 1927, a psychologist named Bluma Zeigarnik noticed something strange about waiters. They could remember complex unpaid orders perfectly, but the moment the bill was settled, the order vanished from their memory completely. Her research proved something fundamental. Your brain holds on to unfinished tasks and releases completed ones. An explicit rejection, no matter how harsh, settles the bill. It's a closed tab. Your brain files it away and moves on. Ghosting never closes the tab, so your brain keeps it running in the background, replaying conversations, scanning for clues, drafting explanations that never arrive. Those intrusive thoughts, that constant replaying, it's not weakness. It's your brain treating the relationship as an open assignment it genuinely believes you still need to solve. Psychologist Kipling Williams has spent decades studying what happens when people get the silent treatment. His research identified 4 fundamental needs that ostracism attacks simultaneously. Belonging, the sense that you're part of someone's world. Self-esteem, the belief that you're worth a response. Control, your ability to participate in the ending of your own relationship. And meaningful existence, the feeling that your presence actually registered. A breakup, even an ugly one, might threaten 1 or 2 of these. Ghosting hits all 4 at once. And Williams found that this damage happens in stages. First, a reflexive hit, instant pain that bypasses all logic. Then, a reflective stage, where you either try desperately to win them back or lash out. And if the silence goes on long enough, a third stage, resignation, helplessness, and the feeling that maybe you just don't matter. Williams ran a version of his cyberball experiment where participants were told, before they even started, that the other players weren't real. They were just a computer script, random code. It didn't matter. Being excluded by a computer with no intelligence, no intent, and no feelings still triggered the same pain, the same drop in belonging, the same threatened sense of self. Your brain's exclusion alarm is so deeply wired that it fires before logic even gets a chance to weigh in. It doesn't ask whether the person had a good reason, whether you'd only been talking for a week, or whether they even mattered to you. It just fires. And here's the other thing. Researcher Nathan DeWall at the University of Kentucky found that participants who took acetaminophen daily for 3 weeks, their neural response to social exclusion measurably dropped. The brain treats ghosting so literally as a physical wound that a pill designed for headaches can take the edge off. So that silence you're sitting with, the one where you keep checking even though you know nothing's coming, that's not you being dramatic. That's an unfinished task running in the background of a brain that evolved to treat silence from your group as a survival emergency. The pain is real, and it's not a metaphor. The obsession is real, and it's not a flaw. And no, the fact that it still hurts even when you know you're better off without them doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do. It just wasn't built for someone who vanishes without a word. If this explains something you've been feeling, subscribe. We break down the science behind experiences like this every week. Next one's about why you keep falling for the same type of person even when you know better. See you there.